But so now, next thing we want to talk about is the awakening now in Storm 4. Storm 4 brought in a definite, like, a lot of changes to the awakening system in Storm. So, now, big awakenings are going to still have that big hitbox. There's been a lot of big awakenings being shown out recently, because Naruto is all about showing that overpoweredness and like a lot of this stuff. All except for Guy. Guy is like the only one that hasn't shown off like overcompensating awakenings. Like it's kind of ridiculous how they've been doing awakening. So awakenings are still gonna have their big hit boxes. But the good thing is that we don't get transported to a whole entire freaking uh, stage where we're sitting basically in a smaller stage and lightning effect and all that madness. Like we don't get teleported to some random like broken crater crap. It's like, why am I here? Where did the land go just like 2 seconds ago? Oh, really? I turned to Kyubi and I suddenly like destroyed the whole entire world around us? Like, what just happened? Oh, but when I revert back from my awakened state, everything's just hunky dory. Everything's just like, oh, yeah. Everything's okay. Will, what do you think about that?
Oh man, actually, looking at the gameplay and the big awakenings, I was trying so hard not to spoil the shit out of myself, but obviously that didn't happen. Um, Me, I would say my reaction to it all is kind of weird. Like, I love the idea. I mean, honestly, like, obviously, when you think of big awakenings, you're thinking OP shit, huge hit boxes. But at the same time, based off of what I've seen, I could be wrong because I mean I haven't really touched the game and played against people that was using that shit and knows how to use it. Um, it doesn't seem as bad. The reason why I say this is because it's like it's weird. From what I've seen, it looks like the giant, like the bigger awakenings, actually looks like they have more hits done to them. Like if you were to hit them, like you actually see them flinch. Not to the point where you hit them and then it's like it's barely doing anything. It looks like they actually flinch, and then it even looks like they are actually more beatable. But like I said, haven't touched the game to know, but it just doesn't look as bad as I would have thought it would have. Especially after looking at how the first Hokage, basically Sage Mo Hashirama, looks like, his like true awakening. It doesn't look as threatening as I thought it was. Now it is, trust me, damage wise, I'm sure, but
Mhm.
it seems like it's beatable in a way, if it makes sense.
One thing Will had told me is that the counterattack system is still readily available for people using Awakening. Now, I probably just screwed myself over telling people about that, but uh, the Awakening system doesn't take away from the counterattack system. It didn't for Storm Revolution, but people were a little bit more upset with Storm Revolution's counterattack system than for this Storm Force counterattack system. I believe with Storm Force counterattack system, um, people don't really want to use that because that takes away from the time you actually need in awakening status. In awakening status, you want to be able to get in as much damage you can on the guy. If you seriously use a counterattack system on a guy in Storm 4, you're wasting your time because he's going to be sliding on the floor. What are you doing? You're just going to charge up some chakra, maybe slam some jutsus onto the floor. Hopefully, he gets damaged. Either way, he's not taking as much damage as he should be taking if you were effectively using the time that you had while in awakened state. So definitely something to think about for those that rely on the counterattack system and then they want to try and use awakening attack. Um, One thing that came in recently, and we were all actually genuinely surprised about, was Fusion Awakening. Now, specifically, this is only set for two specific characters, Some of you may already know who these characters are, but definitely don't want to spoil too much into that. Uh, Fusion Awakening is going to be a thing. Will?
All I could say is holy shit. That's all I could say. If I'm telling you right now, if I would have, I was so close to like doing a damn like reaction video to that shit because that was fucking insane. My mind was blown. I did not expect that. It's a good thing, maybe potentially a bad thing, but all I know is that was badass at
It's
this point
de-
in time.
it's definitely like wow. They're definitely giving this game like you know paying attention. They're actually paying attention to this game. You know they're paying attention to the story. They're paying attention to a lot of different little things. So I'm definitely excited. I don't know if you're excited, but I'm excited. So yeah, like Fusion Awakening, that's gonna be a thing.